opening bounce of the 89 season, and good luck to both of these sides. Jones and Keane do battle. Worsfold at the bottom. He can't get the ball out, and the umpire will have a bounce. It's a big night for David Johnson of Western Australia because he's officiating in his first game with umpire Mike Snedden, and a big night because they're wired for sound. Ian?
Yes, terrific atmosphere here at VFL Park. Not too many people, but a great game to open the season. And into attack go the Eagles, kicking up into the forward pocket area, and the Saints strong in defence. A left foot kick close to the boundary line. It's close to the wing, and the Eagles under lots of pressure there through number 15 is Laidley, and he sees the ball over the boundary line.
St Kilda, Ian, incidentally winning to the toss and kicking to the left of screen. We've got a throw in on centre wing. Keane has front spot. Jones coming in from the side. No one able to get it away cleanly. Waterson goes to ground. Socket off the ground by Laidley towards the half-forward line. He was looking for Langdon. Won't find him, though, as the crunch of bodies. Worsfold tries to tap it clear. Taken by Sheldon. Gets it across to Frawley, and St Kilda out of trouble.
Frawley kicks it wide. Rice, his opponent there, Breeman, new player in the Eagles side. He'll know what the pressure of VFL football's all about after tonight. And Rice takes it over the line for a boundary throw-in. So the Eagles with a couple of new faces in their forward line. Breeman and Sumich. Keane behind, Lowe in front. Keane gets the knockout. Cross to Rice. Rice's hand pass goes to Cunningham. Strong player Cunningham. Dashes through half forward. Kicks it up towards full forward. Nearly a mark to Grant. Play on. 15 Coughlin. Can't break clear. Now it comes wide. In the back, Winbar against Lamb. And Lamb should take the free kick. Wayne Lamb, good player for the Eagles all last year. Kicks it in towards the centre. Worsfold can't mark. It comes to the rear. Now there's a chance for Cormack. He kicks up towards the over the centre, up towards centre half forward. Sumich is in there, but Frawley putting his body in to his advantage, and he takes the free kick at half back.
A lot of pressure on Sumich wearing that number, Roslin, didn't he?
He'll wear it well.
So the Saints out of trouble again. Drifting the ball into the middle, looking for Corker-Millis. Was he tackled high? The umpire says yes. You can hear him. Corker-Millis coming into the lineup for Damien Christensen, who was a late withdrawal. The penalty now brings Corker-Millis almost down to the 50-metre line. Doesn't take advantage of it, goes short and finds Grant, who's inside 50, so this should be the first score to St Kilda, and the first score of the match.
The mark there, Andrew. The mark there, thank you.
David Grant from some 43 metres, almost directly in front. The drop punt off the side of the boot.
All clear.
One behind.
Well, David Grant played very well last week in the practice game against Melbourne, and in actual fact in that game playing at full forward, he kicked 6 to 8 goals before half-time, so it was a tremendous effort.
There.
Well, the kicking in being done by Lockie, a nice long one too, out past the 50-metre line. The Eagles under lots of pressure, flip out the back. Chance now for Miles. His hand pass is intercepted by Corker-Millis, who's been in the play. Bustling himself over the ball. He gets the hand pass out wide. Here's a chance now for Rice at half forward for St Kilda. Kicks it to within 50 metres for the Saints. In front, good mark taken for St Kilda by Coughlin. And just judging on Grant's kick a few moments ago, he may have a few problems getting the distance gone.
Yes, he may, Ian, but Coughlin not a really good kick, so that's to his problem.
Short pass is effective. Winmar in front, and he takes the mark well within scoring distance now. He's about 30 metres out directly in front. So the Saints have had the real chances in the first few minutes of the opening quarter.
On that mark.
Winmar's kick, very deliberate, very close. First goal to the Saints.
Well, he's a great player, Nicky Winmar. He never ceases to amaze me what this man possesses as far as football talent is concerned. I've seen him take some incredible marks, and when he came across from the west, there was a little bit of a question mark about his consistency, but, you know, winning or coming second in the best and fairest of 2 years at St Kilda speaks merits for his consistency.
Tonight he's taking over from the injured Tony Lockett. Back in the middle, St Kilda lead by 7 points. Keane beats Jones. Winmar is down the ground. trying to paddle the ball forward to Corker-Mealis, can't do so. Malaxis couldn't get clear, but did get the ball away towards Worsfold, down towards the half-forward line. A clever tap on over the top. Is this the chance for the quick reply? The St Kilda defence under McConville under pressure, but he gets out of it with a sweeping hand pass to Gotch, the smallest player on the ground. Gotch at half-back, ball to ground twice. Steadies, then goes with that punching left foot in towards the centre. Winmar couldn't take the mark. Burns bustling his way through. Tries hard but loses the football in the process. Socket high towards centre wing. Courage shown but no mark taken. You can hear the umpire letting play go on. It's eventually scooped out towards Winmar. It came from Nathan Burke. Winmar puts his kick down towards the left half forward flank, but it's taken over the... No, it's not taken over the line. Going to be just kept in play, and it's going to suit St Kilda as Lowe picks it up, goes in towards the pocket. Is the mark paid? No, it is not. Still in St Kilda's area. The opportunity is there for Dwyer. He can't take it. It's claimed, and you can hear the umpire say, ball. He's lost it.
Kick out of defence is wide. Malaxos has made good position. Hand pass over the top. Hart running up towards the centre wing area. Decides on one bounce to break clear. In towards the half forward. Langdon overruns it. Now there's good play here by Fode, who tidies up for St Kilda. His kick is a little poor, and it falls short into the arms of Malaxos. Malaxos looks as though he's playing in the centre, opposed to Corker-Mealis. Malaxos is kicked up towards half forward. Covers quite a deal of ground. Sheldon's under pressure. Good play, Langdon. He taps it out wide. The ball at half forward for the Eagles. Good play now, Lewis. No, it's a throw. Umpire very clearly understood now with them being wiring for sound here at the Panasonic Cup. And now the ball is going back to Greg Burns, one of the veterans of the St Kilda side. And the umpire gave a 50-metre penalty. So Burns kicks up towards half forward. His kick's a poor one and very easily marked by Malaxos at half-back.
So Malaxos to drift the ball back into the centre. It's a good, long, penetrating kick. Sumic goes up high, tries to tap it over the back once again. Been successful early on in that as Sheldon goes for the hand pass. It's effective. They're out of trouble. Back to Sheldon again. Former Carlton veteran, but still loves his football as he gets it up towards centre wing. Waterson couldn't take it. And you can hear the umpire say in the back.
Right there. Move away.
Corker-Mealis with the long hair is told to move away and put on his boot. Down to Sheldon again. Immediately came. Gets it back to Gotch, however. Now wide towards Cunningham, who sweeps it forward, but Malaxos is there. Can't claim it cleanly. Does he have enough support?
Still hasn't got the ball.
You heard the umpire. Still hasn't got the ball.
Interesting one. The kick is smothered at half-back. That was Bremen. Now there's a chance for the Eagles through McKenna. He's under pressure. Gets it out wide. Lamb falls over at a crucial stage. Pressure's been applied by Bowie. Now there's a chance for Cunningham. Cunningham's done well in the early minutes, but he falls over and takes the ball with him over the line. So we've got a boundary throw in between wing and half forward, slightly favouring the Saints. St Kilda have kicked 1-1. The Eagles yet to score. Keane, good positioning of the body in front, and he gets another tap out towards Bremen, intercepting Coughlin, off to Rice. Rice's kick is high, close to the line, over on the full, and the free kick will be taken by the Eagles at half-back by McKenna. Umpires aren't too fit by the sound of that. Now kick comes across to Laidley. Laidley at half-back now, kicks into the centre. It's a good one. Langdon spills the mark, but he still has an opportunity. Gets the hand pass off. Here's Bowie. Rugged-looking customer. Hand pass off to Rice. Rice now in the centre of the ground. Long kick up towards half-forward. Really not to the advantage of Grant. Lockyer leads in the race for the ball. Close to the line. Good pressure applied by Gotch. Holding the man, says the umpire. And the free kick will go to Lockyer.
Ross, how hard is it when a player like Rice then delivers the ball in the fashion that he did for a forward?
Makes it very difficult, Donald, you'd understand.
There's good.
Lockyer goes short to Rance. Rance at half-back towards centre wing, and absolutely no opposition to Worsfold. He's almost in the middle. Goes long up towards the 50-metre line. It's a good, long, penetrating kick and a fine mark taken at the back by Peter McConville. Well, he had a good season last year for the Saints, and he started well early. Gets it on to Burns, called to play on. Greg Burns going back onto his right boot, just drifted in towards the centre, finds Gordon Fode. Fode up towards the half-forward line. His target was this man. Lowe gets the hand pass away. Here's an opportunity now for the Saints through Coughlin. Down towards Grant, and he juggles them up.
We talk about Lockett being a good player, but when he played well, Lowe is the man responsible a couple of years ago, and he's also responsible for that move then.
Gotch trying hard to gain possession of the football, but the boundary line too close. Miles did a good job there because he didn't give the free kick away and at least bustled the ball over the line. So boundary throw in about 40 metres around for the St Kilda goal. Scott. Ball comes wide now. Chance for Lamb. Lamb's kick high towards centre wing, and the mark easy one taken by Burns.
Mark, thank you.
So St Kilda certainly putting up a fair performance so far in this match. Burns out wide to half forward, and a good mark taken there for the Eagles by McKenna. He's kicking towards the centre, marked by Malaxos. Malaxos over the top. Lewis punches it on. Now the Eagles. The kick has been smothered. Chance for Cunningham. Looping handball over to Burns. Burns on centre wing. Kicks it up towards half forward. The kick again is not to the advantage of the forwards, although Gotch reads it. Gets the hand pass off to Winmar. Winmar now shoots for goal. The kick is wide. It's into the pocket. Mark taken by Grant. So St Kilda looking okay in the first 11 minutes of the first Panasonic Cup match. They've kicked 1-1. West Coast Eagles, well, they really haven't got over centre half forward. Grant, very deliberate. Not a bad looking kick. It goes across the face though, and the mark's been taken there by Miles.
So Jeff Miles in the back pocket. Coming wide. And the man in front was Chris Waterman. He has paid the ball.
Good on the mark, yeah. Still mine.
Short to Lewis, who's off. Round the half-back flank, drifting it in towards centre wing. Taking his eyes off the ball was John Worsfold at the crucial time, and he might lose out to Burns. Burns puts it on in front of Jones. He's under pressure, but gets the handball away. Looking for a teammate there in Nathan Burke. Still going Burke. Will he get claimed? Yes, and he loses it as Worsfold intercepts beautifully. Runs in towards the centre. Will he be claimed? He loses the football, but is able to regain and steady composure and go up towards centre half forward. Coming over the top was Keane. Couldn't complete the mark. Now he's under pressure. Hart applies the tackle. The ball is pushed towards the boundary line defensively. McConville is there again. He's been like the Rock of Gibraltar so far. McConville gets the hand pass away, and St Kilda will get out of trouble through Coghlan. Back to Burns on the half-back flank.
Burns goes in towards the centre. Good pass, but good pressure applied there by Rance, and he does well to bring the ball forward. Worsfold's left foot kick in a hurry goes towards half forward, and there's a good mark under pressure to the Eagles taken by Hart. Now Hart, we'll see just which end that the wind is favouring now. He's about, he'll have to kick the ball over 50 metres to score.
Thank you. Right, Chopper.
So, well, you have to say he's experienced now, David Hart. 38 VFL games. Punts for goal. Distance is there. He's offline. And the Eagles register their first score. It's a behind after 13 minutes. 1-1 plays, one behind, as we have a look at the dock there. And great to see him recovered and back in charge of St Kilda.
Interesting early stat. St Kilda 17 handballs. The Eagles 8 as Worsfold has another shot for goal. And this time, amends have been made. FL Park in the Panasonic Cup. St Kilda 1 goal 1, and the Eagles have exactly the same scoreline. Jones can't get it away cleanly. It's the Eagles who take it out of the centre through Malaxos. A high kick towards the half-forward line. Sumic pushed too far underneath the football. Trying to get out was Fode, and he did try. Worsfold also. It's a real struggle out there at the moment. Eventually, Fode does get it away to his teammate there in Brett Bowie, and Bowie sends St Kilda forward, up towards Lowe on the half-forward line. Where are the scouters? Where's the help? Nowhere to be seen as Rance tries to push the ball out wide. Couldn't get it cleanly, however. McKenna does well, but his handball goes astray, and it could be very expensive. Tapped on towards Gotch, who's flattened. Finishes with Winmar, goes onto the left foot, hooking it over the body. How's the bounce going to be? Not good for Dwyer as it heads towards the line.
Handball's clear.
Is it going to be clear? Malaxos is chasing from Lamb. Back to Gotch. High, still kept in play. Dwyer, another opportunity right on the boundary line, but he was just too far. And the ball goes over the line. As John Todd has an interesting look at the game in these opening minutes of what's going to be a long and hopefully a very, very exciting football season.
Scott doing the ruck work for the Eagles, but he's out rucked this time by Lowe. The ball comes out the back. He has a chance for Lamb. He comes clear at half back, and a long kick into the centre. At the back, Good judgment shown there by Sheldon. Good talking. Gets the hand pass off. Now there's a long kick by Freeman up towards half forward. Making good position is Winmar. And a thorn in the Eagles' defence is Nicky Winmar. He's already kicked a goal. And he has the football about 55 metres from St Kilda goal. Winmar kicks the ball up towards half forward. Drops in short. Dwyer's bumped off the football by Lewis to give Langdon a chance. Langdon's left foot kick from the standing start up towards half forward. Goes through all players. Now's a chance again for Freeman. Maybe his kick might be better this time. It goes wide. Gives Sheldon a chance. He's out in front of his opponent Cormac and he gets the kick away up towards the centre wing area. Coughlin, who's been prominent in the 14 or 15 minutes that the game has been in progress, takes the mark just slightly forward of centre wing. Left foot pass in towards the centre and he finds there Bowie. Bowie gets around his opponent Lewis a little too easily, I would have thought, and he kicks up towards half forward. Big punch attempted by the Eagles defence. Now Miles gets it away. Gotcha's caught with the football by Lamb. McKenna tidies up for the Eagles off to Rance, and Rance's left foot kick gets the Eagles out of trouble. And here's Sumic.
Peter Sumic, right in the middle. He's a long left foot kick, and that is penetrating. In fact, it goes over the top. Was it touched as it bounced towards the goals? Going in towards the pocket is Keane now, but he's under a ton of pressure. Can he get clear? As they pounce upon him, the arms go up and the ball is defensively pushed across the line.
Rory Keane's got great mobility for a man of his size. He just amazes me on occasions what he can actually do.
And Don did very well there to hold the ball in the forward area for the Eagles.
Has he strengthened the upper body at all over the summer, Ross?
He has worked very hard in the gym, as a lot of the players have, Sandy.
The throw in. The Eagles a chance to score in their forward zone at the moment. Trying to get it away for the Saints is Bowie. Goes up towards the half-back line. Lewis uses the body well. Got tremendous skills when he uses them.
St Kilda, for the amount of times they've used the ball, they haven't really capitalised on the scoreboard, and this is, I think, will be their undoing.
There's 50 metres. And we did mention, as far as the rules are concerned, one of those that has been marginally changed to the Panasonic Cup is that there is going to be a far tighter interpretation of that 50-metre penalty rule.
Got a little bit lax towards the end of last year, Sandy.
Yes.
There, Frank.
And coming off for the West Coast is David Hart, and coming on, number 37, Don Pike.
Go over it, Frank.
Very impressive debut in the state game last year, Pike.
So here's the kick from Lewis. Looks pretty good. It's a goal.
The West Coast Eagles a 6-point advantage. They were not far away from quarter time. Langdon trying hard to get the ball out of the centre, but it's going to come clear through Kukamelis. He holds onto the ball just long enough to get clear, but the kick is an awkward one, and the mark has been taken by Laidley. Laidley at half back now for the Eagles. Beautiful long kick towards centre half forward, but there to take the mark for St Kilda is Fode. Fode at half back kicks the ball back to from where Laidley kicked it towards Lowe. Good interception by Winmar. On the bottom of the pack there was Lamb. He couldn't break clear and the umpire decides on a bounce.
Accidental, Mickey.
I think it's interesting with the umpires being wide, listening to the reasoning. And certainly no complaints from the players at the moment. Korkamielis gets crashed to the ground. Malaxos, a left foot kick that just drifts high in towards the centre. Sumic. Behind play, I can see that he's up, but he certainly got hit hard as Worsfold heads towards goal as he put through another one. He has. So 2 goals to John Worsfold, 1 to Chris Lewis, sees the Eagles suddenly scoot clear. 3-1 to the Saints, 1-1.
Sandy, we'll just look at the replay here of Johnny Worsfold having a shot for goal, and good finish off. A player who sometimes doesn't finish his kicking off as well as he could. Mainly, I think, because he does get a bit tired of the effort he does put in getting the ball. St Kilda players, I think, Sandy, just placing a little bit too much effort on the man and not playing the ball as well as they should. They have been in front. If they played the ball, they might get better value for it.
They trail at the moment by 12 points. 3-1 to 1-1.
Bounce.
Bounce.
Play on.
Play on is the call. It comes to Winmar. He's giving them a bit of drive, but that kick, he was pushed in the side as he took the kick, and so it caused him to go very, very wide. McKenna bumped off it. Good solid work by Brett Bowie on that occasion. The youngster's done well. Now his kick pushing it up towards Dwyer on the flank. He's got support in the veteran Cunningham, 30 years of age, but he still gets his kick away. Up towards full forward. Langdon now tries to intercept. Gets clear across to Miles, and again the Eagles are out of trouble.
Miles' kick is a long one towards centre wing, and there's a great mark taken by Laidley running with the flight of the ball. Tremendous mark by the young player on centre wing for the Eagles. Kicks it towards centre half forward, and coming out in front, good mark taken there for the Eagles by Hutton. Hutton plays on quickly and kicks it up towards full forward. It's over the top of Keane's head. Is it going to bounce through for a goal? It's close. It is a goal by Hutton. So the Eagles register their 4th goal, and they have a 3-goal advantage very close to quarter time.
Well, they all count, don't they? And that one, with a little bit of luck, the bounce went the right way. Here's Hutton. He really didn't line the goals up. He just blazed away hoping. And there you can see on screen, the ball just happened to bounce and run, and luck's a fortune.
So 3 goals in probably about 6 minutes for the Eagles, gives them that advantage. Back in the centre. Chance now for them to get clear again. Tap over the top by Cormac. Kick off the ground now up towards the forward pocket area. The race is on for the football. The Saints defence is under enormous pressure, and this time it's Freeman who takes it over the line.
I just can't get over the way the players have cleaned up their act since I finished playing. We would have been off the air.
Yes, but that was
a few years ago.
That was an era all on its own.
Boundary throw in, 55, 60 metres from the Eagles' goal. Langdon gets the hand pass out wide. Chance for the Eagles again. Crunch to the ground. Laidley gets it off. Here's a chance now for the Eagles through Pike. Hasn't been on the ground all that long, and his left foot snap for goal is offline through for another score. It's a behind to the Eagles. So 4-2 plays 1-1. And perhaps a St Kilda supporter there looking for a little bit more from the Saints.
Peter McConville will bring the ball back into play. Looking to notch up a milestone this season in the form of his 200.
Getting very close.
Cunningham with courage goes back. Lewis takes it, swings round, pulling the right foot back. Freeman couldn't take it, but he does have support again through McConville. Up towards the centre wing. Oh, Lamb could have taken the mark on that occasion, but it could have been a lack of talking. Nevertheless, they still maintain possession towards Sumich. Can't get away cleanly. Past Langdon it goes. Still the possession is with the Eagles. This time the kick is from Joe Cormac towards goal again. And it's there. So the Eagles having what can only be called a purple patch, kicking 4 goals in 5 or 6 minutes.
Sandy, good shot here of Chris Waterman getting the ball out very quickly to Joey Cormac. Does like to get on his left foot, Joe, and good shepherding also in the goal square there by Brent Hutton, allowed the goal to go straight through.
So 2 to Worsfold and singles to Hutton, Cormac and Lewis. And suddenly the Eagles have a very, very handy lead. 32 plays 7.
Your way, your way.
Get the impression that the wind is certainly favouring the end to which the Eagles are kicking, based on the second last goal kicked by Hutton. Keane's big punch puts them back into attack. Defending well, Cunningham crashed to the ground there, and he's certainly hurt. No, he's not. He gets up quickly, but Langdon gets up quicker, takes possession. Left foot snap by Langdon, just on the wrong side of the goal post, through for another behind.
Well, it will be interesting actually when they do change quarters at quarter time, change ends, because there is a contrast in the style of game. St Kilda like the short pass possession game, whereas the West Coast like to use the ball longer. And they're reaping the rewards at the moment.
Yes, the Saints will have to hang on, I think, because the Eagles in the second half of this first quarter have certainly taken it right up to St Kilda. McConville to kick the ball in. We heard the umpire say that he was very close with the previous kick in from a behind. This time his kick is out past the 50-metre line. Chance for Burke. Gets past nicely and kicks the ball towards the centre wing, but there's 3 Eagles players there. They raffle it. Malaxos takes it and kicks the ball towards centre half forward. Langdon just over his head. Hutton there. Langdon recovers well. Gets his left foot to the ball. Snapshot offline, through for another behind. And Ross Glendenning sitting beside me, indicating that maybe a little bit of teamwork was necessary.
Yes, I think so, Rob. I think Carl could have handballed out, and perhaps a better score on the board for the Eagles.
So another behind.
But he's a forward.
They all handball, Scotty.
Forwards.
McConville's kick back into play. Has gone over the line, so over the line on the full. And again, the West Coast Eagles have an opportunity now. You say don't have a go at Ross. Just let him go tonight.
It's a comfortable position sitting between Glendenning and Scott, isn't it?
This is Peter Sumich. Bringing it in towards the 10-metre square. A good kick, well directed, and a good mark taken by Brent Hutton, who's going to have a shot for his second goal. Kicked one only minutes ago. Hutton proving damaging with his height. What's the kick like? Has he pulled that across? Yes, he has bad.
It is early, Sandy, but you really shouldn't miss those goals from that distance.
Got a message, please, Brian.
5-5 to 1-1. So St Kilda got that early goal from Nicky Winmar. But since then, the Eagles, particularly in the last 10 to 12 minutes, have dominated. Continuing holding the ball up in their attacking zone. McConville now not too sure where to go. Comes grandstand side. Langdon.
Back you come, Bob. Back, thank you.
Short again. Well, the Eagles just running around at the moment. And Chris Waterman on a pretty tight angle. On the siren. Has a chance to post the West Coast Eagles' 6th goal.
That's it there. You can still go back. Puts him on the line.
And a great final 10 or 15 minutes for them. Waterman is a left footer. Now he'll bring this ball back. Coming back beautifully. That's a great kick. A goal to the Eagles on the siren, and so at a quarter time the West Coast Eagles lead very handily 6-5, 41, St Kilda 1-1-7. AFL Park in the opening match of the Panasonic Cup, the Eagles 6-5, 41 with a blistering final 10 minutes in that first term, eclipsing St Kilda 1-1-7. So the Eagles getting away to a good start, and maybe it's one of their players tonight who's going to win the prize for the best player on the ground. And once again, Panasonic have provided a beauty.
The Panasonic Cup Player of the Match will receive from Panasonic this compact design video cassette recorder with exciting superfine slow and super still effects which deliver ultra-high picture quality. Auto operations make everything so easy you hardly need to think about it.
Dixie Marshall and Bernie Quinlan are down on the boundary line, and to that pair, what have you to report?
Sandy, John Todd is pretty happy with his players. He says that there still must be more players, though, at the fall of the ball. His team is playing too wide at the moment and their disposal is too sloppy. What about the Doc?
Well, Darryl wasn't too happy with the second half of the quarter. He thought St Kilda started off particularly well, but they didn't use the ball well, and he felt that the Eagles midfielders got away from the St Kilda players. He wants them to use the wind well in this quarter and go straight down towards the goal with long kicks.
Right, thank you, Dixie and Bernie Quinlan down there keeping us up to date with what's happening on the boundary line as we're set for a start in the second quarter, and it's going to be a critical one, Ross, for St Kilda, because they can't let the West Coast Eagles get away.
No, they started very well, and now they're just finding it very hard to get back against the Eagles.
Here we go, second quarter, 41 plays 7, and it will be interesting to see if that breeze has come up as Jones wins the tap out, but Malaxos has proved a stumbling block. Again marks at half-back, goes short to McKenna on the half-back flank, and he takes it with ease, unopposed.
Ross, how do they do that, the West Coast Eagles? They were doing it a bit towards the end of last year. Malaxos free. Do they have one man less in the centre square?
No, they just bring Malaxos back and they have one of the half forwards or wingmen go into the centre.
So he is actually on the ball, dropping out of the centre square.
Yes, he is, acting as a bit of a spearman across that half-back line.
Corcomelis looking for Winmar. One grab, couldn't complete the mark, goes in again, tries to get the football out. It comes towards Lewis, who just pushes the ball along in front, eventually loses it. Dwyer can't take it. Winmar again, clever tap on to Gotch, left foot spearing pass, goes through for one behind.
5 metres away.
You think that was a pass?
Come back 5.
Belts him through, doesn't he?
Bad
Like
luck, there
little
wasn't
bullets.
someone on the end of it, but I think Bradley was trying to put that through the big sticks himself.
It's a little wide, but nevertheless. So the Eagles back into play through Brennan, down towards the half-back flank. Winmar caught behind on that occasion, shoveled out cleverly by Miles towards Malaxos, chasing his Winmar, wearing him like a glove, trying to wear him down. He does so, but eventually a little too much pressure. He gets caught by Jeff Miles, and the ball goes over the line.
Is the bounce of the ball difficult to read this early in the season, Ross?
It is a bit, and it's the type of ball that greases and is very slippery at times, so I think the players just finding it a little difficult at the moment.
Yes, the play now at half forward for St Kilda. Burns in possession. His kick has been touched. Play on, the umpire called Lewis. Hand pass puts Miles under enormous pressure. Lewis overruns it. Langdon in there to help him out. The umpire decides on a bounce. Just on the 50-metre line for St Kilda. Umpires Johnson from Western Australia and Snedden from Victoria. Keane doing the ruck work. Low. Langdon on the end of it. Breaks clear. Good play by Langdon. Kick in towards the centre. Goes over the top of the players' heads. There's a chance for Fode. Fode's kick towards half forward. No mark there. On the bottom now is Dwyer. Dwyer one way then the other. Left foot kick towards the forward pocket. Chance there for Coughlin. It goes over the top of his head. Very close to the line that goes over. Safely seen there by Brennan for the Eagles.
And the West Coast making another change, and Joe Cormack going off, and coming on, Kevin Caton.
Baldock and Alan Davis, his assistant there, looking perhaps a little concerned. They're trailing at this stage by 33 points, the Saints. Chance for Grant. He fumbles. Out the back to Lewis. Lewis's kick well smothered by Lowe, and it goes over for another boundary throw in. The small scoreboard showing the Eagles leading by 33.65, plays 1-2.
St Kilda hierarchy understandably looking a little concerned. Keane, Lowe, Lewis, attempted soccer off the ground.
Chris Lewis, on the mark now. Right there.
Lewis from between the back pocket and the half-back flank. Short to Keane.
Good. Play on now.
Big fella will swing around onto that left foot. Go in towards the centre. Looking for Malaxos, couldn't find him. Play on. Caton's just come onto the ground. His kick is smothered, however, by Cunningham. Well done. Cunningham right straight over the pack, but it could have been illegal.
Brings his work undone, Jeff Cunningham. He really backed into the pack then, kept his eye on the ball, didn't take the mark, but then brings himself undone by that stupid free kick.
Towards the 50-metre line the football goes. Caton, who's got a ton of paces there, couldn't take the football, however. Crawley overruns it. This lets Worsfold in. From 65 metres he pulls it back, goes in towards 40 metres, but Sheldon is there for St Kilda and should get the Saints out of trouble. To Corcomelis on the half-back line. His hand pass goes astray, picked up by Worsfold, across to Malaxos. A high kick down towards the forward line once again. No mark taken, or has Burnsy got it? Greg Burns has taken a screamer.
Hand passes wide. Jones out wide to Sheldon. Sheldon is forced to kick quickly towards centre wing. The bounce favours Coughlin. Lewis is there for the Eagles. Boundary line looms up as Coughlin crashes into Lewis. Umpire says, OK, throw it in, boundary umpire, thank you. Slightly forward of centre wing for the Saints. Lowe in front doing the ruck work. Keane. Keane does the interfering, and Lowe will take the free kick. Too far out to score. Saints supporters cheering wildly at that free kick. Lowe's kick now. Now it's within goal scoring distance for St Kilda, about 40 metres out. Play on by McKenna. Good tap on. Looping handball. Right, Rance's on the end of it. He's well caught. Did he duck his head? No, says the umpire, and at centre half back, the free kick will go to Murray Rance. Don?
I thought he had plenty of time to get rid of it.
Rance plays on, kicks the ball high towards the centre. Flying high. Bob Jones takes the mark for St Kilda.
Jones comes wide, very wide, towards Dwyer. Seemed to be pushed, but play on is the call. He's got another chance, loses it, however. The kick is by Todd Bremen, who's also a very good cricketer. Bremen's kick to the half-forward line. Hutton keeps the ball in play, but his hand pass goes straight to Burns. It'll chip back to Jones at half-back.
Let him up there, let him up quickly. Play on.
Plays on, hurriedly to Sheldon. High, Winmar, low. The two combine. Here's a chance for Grant.
Magnificent pass by.
Fine pass.
Also good contesting by Lowe too. As long as Lowe's contesting, the players certainly do group around for the crumbs. Winmar did on that occasion. Excellent pass.
Right there.
David Grant kicking from almost 40 metres. A 45-degree angle, but he pushes that right across the face of goal, and Jeff Miles just hammers it over the line for a throw in St Kilda's left forward pocket, but they've had a little trouble scoring in the opening minutes of the second quarter.
Keane gets the tap out close to the line. Coughlin on the bottom of it. Grant trying hard to get clear. Coughlin in there again. Lewis does the pressuring. Comes out the back. Kick for goal by Bowie. and it looks like it's okay. No, it's just offline. And the young, inexperienced St Kilda rover must have thought that he kicked his first goal there for the night.
He blitzed them last Wednesday night against Melbourne, and Barry was one of the better men on the ground on that night.
Kick in, umpire calls play on. It's about 30 metres out from St Kilda's goal. The Eagles under pressure, but they do it nicely. Composed is McKenna. Off it goes to Rance. Rance outside the 50-metre line, kicks it up towards the centre. And it's a good mark taken in front there by the St Kilda captain, Frawley. Hand passes off to Burns. Burns' short pass is okay, but Winmar just runs underneath it. Opposed by Lamb. Langdon's there for the Eagles, and he holds it in, and the umpire calls for a bounce. The play about 50 metres out from the St Kilda goal.
Langdon from the side. Lowe's kick smothered. Back to Langdon again. Tried to get it to Keane. Yes, it's going nowhere.
Let's get up now. Thanks, buddy.
Bounce again. That's not a good one. Lowe tried to go over the top. Cunningham controlled it well. A left foot chip towards Dyer is good. He's just outside the 50-metre line.
Back. Keep coming. There. Go down, David. Go down.
So Mickey Dwyer
Right there, Jeff.
goes long. It's a good-looking kick from Dwyer. He's kicked it.
Thursday night, Bergerac is called in.
He's 41. Again, it's not a really effective bounce. Malaxos pushed by Burns as he went to take the kick away. Recovers to get it to Worsfold. Down towards Langdon. Couldn't take it on the half volley. Did get it out, however, which was good.
Good footy.
Fode has tried very hard tonight. Good work by Worsfold. Soccer's off the ground. McKenna will be first to it. Picks it up now. Can he get round? Yes, he can, and does it easily. His kick, however, drops short, and it should allow St Kilda out of trouble. It's Sheldon to centre wing. Lewis setting himself unopposed. Call to play on by Murray Rance, saying go on with it. He does. Loping through centre, but he gets claim. Stolen by Winmar. Great play. Winmar kicks long, looking for Grant, but just not far enough for him. And Jeff Miles is a stumbling block.
It looked a bit like Winmar lacking a bit of ability to kick with his left foot then. The kick by Miles has been smothered off the boot by Grant over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in.
Ross, any changes St Kilda can make to get back into this game?
At this stage, John, a bit early, I think. They still are having their players settle down. Some of their midfield players need to just be a little bit more mindful of their opposition players.
Boundary throw in just inside 50 metres for St Kilda. Lowe, the ruckman. Keane from behind. Lamb. Good gather there by Burke. Handball off to Coughlin. Back wide to Burke. Burke's under pressure. He gathers well. Under good pressure by Lamb. He can't get it clear. And the umpire decides that a penalty should be applied against the St Kilda player. Lamb takes it at half-back. Kicks it high. Good mark taken by Jones. Long handball's okay. Chance for Burns. Burns kicks it high towards centre-half forward. Pushed off the ball low. Good tap on. Chance for Gotch. Handball Dwyer. Back it goes. Gotch under pressure. Good crunching work by Rance. Laidley's under pressure. The ball comes out the back to McKenna. McKenna's flip over. Good interception. St Kilda, can they make something of this? Lamb's there again. Tackled by Burke, but he gets the hand pass away. Laidley off the ground. Back towards centre wing. Sheldon beaten for pace by Pike. And Pike, a very tidy looking player. Left foot kick up towards the half forward, but a great mark taken by Cunningham. He plays on quickly. Hand pass to Frawley, and Frawley's kick is effective and finds Bowie at half forward. His hand passes to Sheldon. Sheldon under a bit of pressure, but composed, gets the ball away. You'll be caught Rice. Rice gets his kick away. Up towards half forward. Good punch away. The Eagles' defence under pressure, but Laidley does it well and kicks it back towards the centre.
It's a good kick from Laidley. Man in front. And it's going to be paid to Bob Jones.
Go there. Go behind you, Mark.
Some desperation creeping into this game in the last couple of minutes as St Kilda really trying to add to their score. Lewis preventing that on this occasion. Wide towards Caton. Caton on the boundary line. Has plenty of support. Todd Bremen towards the 50-metre line, centres the ball beautifully. It bounces clear. Freeman pushes wide, then follows it on, kicking defensively towards the boundary line. It's well done by the big fella. Still going, gets boot to ball, keeps it in place, taking it right down to centre wing. Malaxos is there, however, for the Eagles. He's well claimed. Goes to ground, support from McKenna. McKenna clear, gets the handball away. Sumic now, smothered by Burns. And eventually, is it over the line? I'll tell you what, this is, it's gone up a gear in the last couple of minutes, I think, Don.
Well, the players starting to put themselves in a little bit, but Frank Coghlan worries me a bit there. He's just running on the outskirts of the pack and really didn't put himself in.
From centre wing towards Lowe. With him is Rance. Korkamilis.
Ball's cleared.
Over the line again. And another throw.
Actually, Rance doing a good job on Lowe.
He's a good player, Lowe, a very underrated player. Reminds me a lot of Alan Martello that played at Hawthorn, and I just don't think they're directing enough attack through Lowe at centre-half forward.
Free kicks, 10 to the West Coast Eagles, 4 to St Kilda.
They're right on that 50 metres.
Make that 11
they?
plus another 50-metre penalty.
Oh.
Well, that was a bit silly by Korkamilis, I would have thought. The kick was already given to the Eagles.
Okay, coming, Sparrow. Thank you.
So it's taken them from the defensive side of centre, and this ball is going to land within 30 metres of goal. In fact, it's pushed wide over the back. Burns is under real pressure in that back pocket area, and he decides to defensively head for the boundary line. Gains probably 30 or 40 metres, and it rolls over.
I don't know where Burns is playing. They've got Sheldon in the back pocket. I don't know whether he's on the half-back flank or back pocket, Burns.
Well, the Cunningham family here in force tonight.
Nothing there. Play, try.
McConville tried hard. Hand pass over the top is effective to Coghlan. Low from behind. Push the handball out in front. Coghlan goes to ground. Korkamilis the tackle. Lewis away. To half forward. Malaxos on his own. Can go over the top to Caton or elect to kick. He elects to kick. Down towards full forward. Langdon waiting down in front.
Knock it out.
Tried to spoon it out.
Play on.
Sumic.
Knock it out.
Told to knock it out by the umpire. Eventually the shot by Todd Bremen goes through for one behind.
Well, they perhaps didn't gain full advantage from their possessions there, the Eagles. A few young faces there on the bench for St Kilda. Kick in is done by Freeman. Beautiful long ball in towards the centre. Punch away by Worsfold. Good gather there by Burke. Burke had time to steady. Kicks it up towards half forward. No mark taken. At the bottom of the pack where he should be is Bowie. In the back against Caton. And the free kick will be taken for St Kilda by young Bowie. Plays on. Up towards full forward. Chance for Grant. Opposed by Brennan. Tidied up by Laidley. Good bump by Lewis in the background. And the ball goes wide to the wing area where the mark has been taken by Miles for the West Coast Eagles. He decides to play on. Looking for someone further afield. That man out there is Waterman. And Waterman takes the mark on centre wing. Nice looking left foot kick is effective. And the mark's been taken by Lockyer. A play on. They're fiddling around the Eagles. But Langdon's lucky enough to get away. His kick in towards the pocket, and the mark nearly taken there for the Eagles by Sumic. Fights on hard for possession. Now he gets a tap out. Not really to their advantage. Frawley goes forward towards Fode. Fode's kick in towards the centre. Punch away by Lamb. Gathers, gets the ball further afield, only to find Coghlan. Coughlan's long handball on to Winmar. Winmar's kick finds Korkamilis. And courage by Spiro. Hand pass on to Coghlan. Coghlan goes goalwards and puts it through for the Saints. 3-3 favouring the West Coast Eagles. On a warm night here in Melbourne. Cunningham gets the ball out towards Rice. Now they go forward again, but Lewis is in the way. Oh, and he drops it. But he recovers well. To Brennan. Out towards centre wing. No one able to get clear for the Saints. It's Laidley who does it well. Good teamwork by the West Coast Eagles. Find it with Malaxos. Goes down towards the half-forward line once again. Over the 50-metre line.
Jones at the bottom of the pack. Freeman is there with him. Sumich for the Eagles. Look at Big Jones battling hard. Out towards Cunningham. Looked on towards Sheldon, but he lost it. Cunningham again. Nowhere to go. Eventually goes out the back door. Does it well to Freeman. He goes back towards the centre, but the mark is taken by Phil Scott. So Scott just on the attack side of centre. Again, putting the Eagles deep into attack. Plenty of flyers. Langdon going past, couldn't take the football. And a free kick going the way of Jones. Out wide to Cunningham. From half back towards centre wing, looking for Burns. Spoilt by McKenna. Burns recovers better. On to Dwyer. He could be in strife. Goes over the top. Foe under pressure. Now Bowie going up towards the right half forward flank. The kick from Bowie. Will Lewis keep it in play? He shows pace as he runs across the goal face and puts it out towards the half back line. There is no one there but John Worsfold, and he clears for the Eagles. Back in towards Lamb. Could have got one too high, yes, the umpire said, but play on. Back to Lamb again. Good work then by Chris Waterman. Now Malaxos has kicked towards Langdon, but he's beaten on this occasion, and the mark is taken by Gordon Fode.
It was a poor kick by Malaxos. Fode's kick up towards half forward, goes over the top of all players, bounces free at centre half forward. Good play by Scott. Tidy by Miles. McKenna's there to help out, and Rance steady as a rock at half back, kicks it wide to half forward. St Kilda are at the bottom of the pack. Winmar recovers, left foot shot for goal by Winmar, and the mark nearly taken there by Grant. Pressured work by Lewis. Now, what was that for? Ross, could you see?
Dropping the ball.
Dropping the ball. Well, I think the umpire might have lost a little bit of control there because the ball was smothered as Lewis tried to kick the way.
Very stiff.
Well, that in my mind is play on.
Yes, it is.
Boundary throw in. Lowe takes it from the air. Lewis, short kick is good, and Worsfold takes the mark. Don't know whether it covered 15 metres, but still Worsfold has paid the mark at half back for the West Coast Eagles. The score, 6-6 plays 3-3, and we're 20 minutes into the second quarter. Dwyer dashes through, left foot snap, goes over the top of Grant's head, and over the line for a boundary throw in.
Sarge using 4 interchange players tonight. At this stage of proceedings, the Eagles lead by 20 points. 20-minute quarters plus time on.
No free kick there.
Burns, Winmar. Claimed. Lost it again.
Actually, there is no value at all in doing what Burns did on that occasion, trying to go up and take the mark there. He should have brought the ball back into the centre. All he's done is crowded play. The player gets tackled, hence the free kick as we see on here on screen.
And 50 metres as well.
Wouldn't mind buying real estate from the umpire.
He's brought him almost down to the centre.
It's 80 metres, isn't it?
It's got to be. The incident was in the forward pocket.
McKenna goes short, and he's virtually in the middle. Paul Pios, who's come onto the ground, gets it across to McKenna again. They go out wide. Tripping around with the ball at the moment. Here's Pios again. A high kick towards the forward line. Coming out and taking the mark for the Saints is Peter McConville. Well, the Eagles have had trouble scoring in this term, but so too has St Kilda. They've kicked a couple, but they certainly want a couple more to get back into this game. Laidley over the top. Effects a good spoil, but Cunningham was waiting down across to Gotch. Gotch's kick is effective, and now the Saints have a chance to come round the flank, centre the ball towards the half-forward line because Lowe is there. He's clear, chops his way out of it, but his kick is a poor one, goes straight to Lewis.
Well, if there's any criticisms of St Kilda, I would think it has to be their kicking. They've had plenty of possessions, but they just haven't been able to capitalise. Lewis's short kick is okay, and it finds Rance at centre half back. So Murray Rance playing on Stuart Lowe. Kicks high into the centre. Nearly a good mark taken there by Waterman. He recovers and gets the hand pass away. Malaxos. Good punch away by Jones. Pios is at the fall of the ball. Hand pass back finds Malaxos. Malaxos, short kick. Worsfold's on the end of it. Up at centre half forward. Long hand pass, Langdon. Left foot shot for goal by Langdon. He pulls it across his body, and it's through for a behind to the Eagles. And there's another indication. Size. Carl Langdon against Ken Sheldon up in the forward line.
And that, in fact, Ian, is the Eagles' first score this quarter. So they certainly managed to contain them, but by the same token, St Kilda has struggled. Pios to put a score on the board. His hand pass goes astray, taken by Freeman, who gets it away. It finishes with Cunningham. Bob Jones says, go on with it. And so Cunningham kicks up towards the centre, looking for Burns, but he was crowded out of it.
High tackle.
High tackle, as you can hear. And Hart will take the kick. David Hart drifting play into the middle, where he finds Laidley. Langdon in from the side.
No mark, touch.
No mark is taken. So it comes back towards the centre once again. Phil Scott dropped what he should have taken. Laidley soccers off the ground. It's high. And the mark is taken for the Saints by Dean Rice, who scoots clear. Now down over their 50-metre line. Lewis is there once again. Here's an opportunity for St Kilda, however, through Robert Hanley. Oh, the football nomad, has he done it? I think he has. He has. For his new club. And what a way to start.
I think he kicked a goal like that for Hawthorn in a night game a couple of years ago too.
Well, that'll certainly give him plenty of confidence, and it starts to close the gap as Pios puts his body over the ball. And you could hear the umpire telling him to knock it on. He didn't, and so it's holding the ball.
Well, perhaps the Eagles player was a little stiff there too, but Gotch has the ball. Right in the centre. Good pass, low. Drops it, chest mark. The VFL player shouldn't really do that, but he's been paid the mark. His kick's a little high. Burns is there. McKenna. Good pressuring work by Lewis, and the siren sounds to end the first half of the Panasonic Cup match, and the scoreboard shows the Eagles with a 16-point advantage. 6-7-43 plays 4-3-27.
Yes, well, the Saints certainly closing the gap on that occasion. 27-42, a margin now of 15 points, and there appeared to be a lot more desperation between the two sides in that second quarter.
Yes, you commented about halfway through that it certainly warmed up, but St Kilda definitely not getting advantage from their kicks.
The margin is 15 points at half-time. Just repeating the scores for you. The West Coast Eagles 6-6-42, St Kilda 4-3-27. Goal umpires, and they have confirmed that the West Coast Eagles scoreline in fact should read 6-7. So it is 6-7 the West Coast Eagles to St Kilda 4-2. It's interesting to note the new rule changes that have come into force for this competition. Perhaps the one that has stood out most, Ross, at the moment is the 50-metre penalty.
Yes, they certainly enforced that far more so than they did last year. I think it's been quite effective too. Don, what do you think?
Yes, I'm also impressed with the one about the pyramid. It's certainly cut the players making the pyramid in the goal square, hasn't it?
And the other one, the players have been very good at not touching the ball as it's gone out of play, which they have been inclined at times to pick it up and give it back to the umpire, or alternatively hang on to a little bit longer just to give their ruckman time to get to the thrown position. So they are paying attention to those rules.
All right then, well, let's see if St Kilda can carry on with where they left off in that second quarter, because they certainly did close the gap after the West Coast Eagles got away to a very good start, beating 6-5 in that first quarter and restricting St Kilda to just 1-goal-1, and in fact that goal was kicked by Nicky Winmar pretty early on in the term. So you heard the umpires in a brief chat. Go is the word. So here we go into the third quarter of this first round Panasonic Cup match. The winner taking $10,000 and going on, the loser taking $5,000 and dropping out as Burke gets St Kilda into attack deep down towards their half-forward line. But McKenna is there, takes the mark defensively, plays on, goes with the right boot down towards the half-back line, picked up on the half volley by Lamb. He goes with a short kick out towards Laidley. Laidley almost down to centre wing, pulls it back with his left foot in towards the half-board zone. Lockyer couldn't take the mark, doing it from behind, working hard, but pushing it towards the line is Worsfold. Keeps it in play, but he's got no support. This lets Rice in, who can steady it down and go back towards the wing and find a courageous Jeff Cunningham take the mark.
Cunningham on the defensive side of centre wing kicks the ball towards half forward. Rance at the back. Bowie. Rance goes after again, supporting Lamb. Low looking for the free kick, but the umpire decides, as you can probably pick up, that it will be a bounce. Half forward flank for St Kilda.
Nothing there.
Lowe's tap is good. Bowie wide to Winmar, just a little too far for Nicky Winmar. Good play there for the Eagles. Backing up is Lamb. Looping handball. Lewis is under pressure. Now chance for Hanley. Worsfold intercepts and does it well. Left foot kick by Worsfold up towards the wing. Overrunning it is Lockyer. Tidying up Frawley. Jones. Left foot kick into the centre. Oh, Gotch nearly crunched to the ground. Clean bowls Jones. Lockyer looks for a kick off the ground. Jones does it well. Bit of scrambly football by St Kilda, and Gotch is holding the ball according to the umpire.
The long and the short of it. Gotch and Keane. Inside 50 now is Keane. Brought back. Pios does the shepherding work to allow Todd Bremen to get a high kick. Sheldon. Now Fode. Back towards centre wing, over the head of Lewis. Support from McKenna. Well, back to Lewis, caught him unawares almost, so he's got to try and thump it forward again. But there's a bit of mucking around going on with the football at the moment. Coughlin picks it up and decides the best thing to do is go long. A good attempt to mark was by Michael Brennan. Laidley lending support. Bowyer showing courage, still going. Needs help and gets it from Rice. Hooks it over his shoulder, inside 50. Lamb on the half volley. With the left foot up towards the centre. Worsfold. Is he going to be beaten? Here's support from Pios. Good work from Coughlin. And a bounce to be the result. 4-3, plays 6-7.
Keane gets the tap out. Out the back, Pios runs right over the top of Gotch when Gotch did not have the football, and the free kick will go back to the diminutive Fitzroy Rover. And a 50-metre penalty against the Eagles for not getting the ball back on the full, and it should bring Gotch to within goal-scoring distance.
Yeah, the West Coast have made a couple of changes. One is that Sumic is on the bench, Lockyer at centre-half forward, and also the Saints, Spiro Korkamilis is sitting or starting on the interchange bench at half-time.
Well, Gotch has come up to within 40 metres of goal. Perhaps even closer, and usually a pretty reliable kick as Bradley Gotch. Picture of concentration. The drop punt drifts across the face and through for a behind. So unfortunate for St Kilda. Early in the third term they could manage only a behind.
And then a few shots at goal going astray down there, didn't he?
Yeah, so I think the breeze is probably a little tricky. It seems to be a bit blustery, certainly favouring the end to which the Eagles are kicking in this third quarter. The kick in goes towards Langdon. He can't mark. Burns is there for St Kilda, and he does it well onto the left foot. A quick kick into the pocket, but it bounces the wrong way and goes over for a throw-in. It's about 30 metres around from the St Kilda goal, and the conditions very sultry here at VFL Park. Most fans in short sleeves.
Low and Keane. Pushing and shoving, it's allowed to go on. Good bumping work. Malaxos marks well. Kick coming from Pike. Steve Malaxos, now in the veteran stage for the Eagles, looks towards Langdon. Can't find him. It's put out in front of Bob Jones, but he may leave it for a smaller player in Rice, who does well. To Gotch, he just about set him up though. Gets clear, but gets collared the second time. You heard the umpire say nothing there. Winmar has taken the mark.
And Bradley's not too good behind play, Sandy. In actual fact, he's going straight off the ground.
Winmar's kick trying to centre at the football. Taken by Lewis. Gets the Eagles out of trouble once again, or does he? Mark dropped by Rance. All is clear, said the umpire. St Kilda fans not happy.
I think he squared off then by blowing the whistle and giving the St Kilda team a free kick.
This is going to Robert Harvey. Harvey's kick up towards the 50-metre line. Pios overruns it. Winmar a chance. Is he held? So Nicky Winmar to have a shot from just outside 50 metres.
Mark there, Dwayne. Online, Nicky. Right there, Lady Lemmy.
Winmar's kick going across the face of goal. Grant sandwiched between two defenders.
It's interesting, if the ball had hit the ground then, St Kilda would have been outnumbered 4-2.
Keane, Laidley. Over the top, Winmar. Harvey waiting down.
Thank you.
Pack quick to develop. Now, we saw Bradley Gotch leave the ground a few moments ago. I wonder how he is, Bernie Quinlan.
Brad Gotch looks like he's got a cork thigh, and they've got the ice on it at the moment. It doesn't look too good, so we may not see Brad Gotch again on the ground.
All right, thank you, Bernie. Bernie Quinlan down on the boundary line as Lamb gets it to Laidley. Gathers little distance, Lowe takes it, then tries to steam forward, going in towards the pocket, but the kick goes straight to Keane, and he will get them out of trouble going back to Lamb.
Lamb's kick out wide finds Worsfold, and Worsfold on centre wing will put the Eagles into attack.
Stay there.
Very reliable, consistent performer, John Worsfold. Statistics quite impressive. His short pass finds Malaxos in front of Rice. Malaxos looking to play on, sweeps around and kicks the ball towards centre half forward. Chipping in Waterman. Good pressure by Burke. The ball retained there by St Kilda players.
No one there. Nothing.
Cunningham and Burke. And we'll have a bounce. The players a little wide of centre half forward. And there's the unfortunate Bradley Gotch. After kicking the football just a few moments ago, crashed to the ground by the strong West Coast Eagles players. Cunningham can't break clear. Worsfold just gets through and gets his kick away up towards the 50-metre line. A little too far there. Fode is under pressure. Ball comes to the back. Good pick up by Pike. Pike shoots for goal. What a magnificent kick. That's through, I think. Yes, a goal to the Eagles.
Don Pike kicks the West Coast Eagles' 7th goal, 7-7 to 4-4. As we're back in the middle again.
Well done, knock it out.
And again, the Eagles just able to open up that breathing space.
And John Todd interchanging his smaller players quite frequently, getting them all a chance to have a run on the ball.
Joe Cormack coming off, and as we saw, Chris Waterman going off.
Still virtually in the middle.
No, play
Keane
on.
almost into Jones.
Nothing there. Play on, not 10.
Frawley. He's been pretty quiet tonight. Wider. Here's an opportunity for the Saints. Nathan Burke to Dwyer. 60 metres out. Goes long. Pretty good looking kick, but just a little too wide.
Clear.
Very long kick of the football. Young Dwyer, his goal earlier on in the game was a very long one, and quite impressed with his disposal.
20, that's fine.
4-5. Plays 7-7, so the Saints doing it in singles at the moment. They want a couple of goals quickly, and I'm sure it would bring this crowd of 10,085 to their feet. There's no doubt many of them, the Saints supporters, being played here at VFL Park in Melbourne tonight. Worsfold thrown to the ground. Ball comes loose. It's to Nathan Burke on centre wing. His kick is short to low, on to Cunningham. Cunningham centre, looking for Winmar, who tripped at the critical time. And the Eagles will get out of it. The hand pass comes across to Keane. He's played! And lost it. The advantage free kick is played on, but Laidley was there. And a little bit of an altercation on behind play. We can see
Burns and Malaxos.
Pios. Well, we'll keep an eye on both. Langdon had it and goes down towards the half-forward line. Lockyer marks, and they're still trying to disentangle themselves. Lockyer long in towards full forward. McConville in front. The ball pushed clear. Cunningham does well. Back to McConville. St Kilda out of trouble. Up towards their half-back line. Rice drops it. Recovers well. Gets his kick just in time. Now this is where the little melee took place. Winmar clear to the half-forward line. A great chance for Grant. He spills it. It's socket out of his hands. And again, the Eagles come clear down towards the half-back line. It's a chance for Mike Brennan to get them out of strife. He goes to Lewis. Lewis quickly on to David Hart. And the Eagles bring it down towards centre wing and advance up towards half-forward. Dwyer running through half-back. Goes back towards the centre. And the mark is taken for the Saints there by Gordon Fode, but he plays on straight away to Rice. St Kilda showing plenty of desperation as Rice's long kick goes down towards Winmar, who's waiting at the back. No one there to help him, however. And again, the Eagles through Brennan get out of strike.
They do come out too easily, the Eagles. St Kilda forwards not putting enough pressure on. The ball now with Cormack. Cormack's kicker out wide. Lewis on his own again. Then Bowie arriving far too late. Lewis creating plenty of opportunities out of defence for the Eagles. His kick is a little too wide for Langdon. Now chance for Burke, who's doing well in this term. Hand pass over the top. Good gather by Fode. Fumbles. Tackled by Lewis when he didn't have it. The umpire calls play on. And the ball goes over for a boundary throw-in. Well,
Don, while that skirmish was on, the St Kilda players lost the advantage because their forward line, no one was functioning as the ball came down there.
Yes, they're not really working. We saw Grant on that occasion waiting for the easy kick. Those easy kicks don't come out. You've got to run up the ground and meet the ball.
out the back. Scott got the ball to Malaxos. The call is play on by the umpire. Very clear. Coughlin will kick St Kilda into attack. A high ball. Is it to their advantage? Winmar can't mark. Not much height across that half-forward line apart from Lowe. Lewis leaves it behind. Here's Lowe. Tap across now for Burns. He's caught. Good tackle, Lewis. Burns gets it away. The ball at centre half forward for St Kilda. Kick off the ground by Burns. Tackled. Fighting hard. Perhaps in the back. Yes, it is, according to the umpire. And Burns will take the free kick for St Kilda. So let's see if they can make something out of this.
Thank you, Lamar.
Always back on Greg Burns. If he's near the ball, he'll keep his head over it no matter what.
Burns kicks loose off the side of the boot. Fisted high into the air. Eagles first to it. No one able to get it clear. Now an opportunity for the Saints. It's pushed out wide by Brett Bowie. On to Burke. He's having a good quarter. Hanley kicked the goal with his first kick. He's kicked another one.
Only 14 points for the Eagles. And a crucial stage of the third quarter. Can't break away. Frawley throwing himself on it. Cormack comes out with it. Quick kick up towards full forward. No mark taken. Good flip over by Keane. The ball comes to the rear. Crash out by Freeman for the safety of the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in as it beats Worsfold and McConville. So
another young player there, Freeman, I think has done very well tonight. Good endeavour, and did the right thing there. Had nowhere to go and forced the ball out of bounds.
Only made the one mistake, and that was that bad kick out at full back.
So the ball is about 20 metres around from the Eagles' goal. Jones, big punch away. Worsfold and Cunningham. Cunningham kicks it from mid-air, and it goes over for another boundary throw-in. But this time, it's perhaps a little over a kick away from the Eagles' goal. 7-7 plays 5-5. We're 15 minutes into the third term. Keane and Jones, they've had a great tussle in the ruck all night. Perhaps the honours with Keane at this stage, but we've got to give Jones plenty of points for endeavour. Pios. Quick kick towards the full forward area. No mark taken. Good punch away by the St Kilda defence. Frawley's caught, but he gets the hand pass away to McConville. A short kick. Goes after it again, McConville. Good play. Kicks high towards centre wing. Low, one against three. Eagles quick to recover. Laidley. Oh, good play there by St Kilda. They force it forward. Winmar can't control it. Now Rance out the back. Laidley over the top. Here's a chance now for Pike. Very, very steady player in towards the centre, and he finds McKenna.
Still on the defensive side of centre, but McKenna swings it very, very wide. Well taken by Burke. He's having a blinder of a quarter. Gets it across to Brett Bowie. Bowie down towards the half-forward line, and the mark is taken by Rice. He's got a player in the square. He's heading for him. It's gone over the top and one behind.
Dean Rice a little slow on that occasion. He should have gone back quicker on his mark, not turned his back on the goal. That is a cardinal sin in football, turning your back on the goal when you've taken that mark.
So 5-6 to 7-7.
Thanks, David.
This is the closest the Saints have been for a long, long time. Pike to Hart.
Thank you.
Just going short, steadying it down to Rance, who goes longer up towards the half-forward line, looking for Cormack. He has support in Worsfold. Cormack drops back, and Worsfold finds him.
Right on it. Right, Kenny.
Joe Cormack kicked the goal in the first quarter. He's too far out on this occasion. Keane, Langdon, Claim, and he's lost it.
Great play by McConville. He contested the mark tremendously with Keane and then went after it again. Kick out wide finds Bowie. Bowie at half-back for St Kilda's got time to have two bounces. He was nearly going to back himself for pace, but then elected to get the hand pass away to Coughlin. Coughlin's kick into the centre. Good interception by Lewis. Tackled by Hanley, gets the hand pass out the back to Rance. Rance's short kick is good and finds Worsfold.
Right, Joffa!
Worsfold's short kick. Scott. Eagles got too many players loose. Scott's kick into the pocket is a wobbly one. Goes through the back. Pios will run into an open goal and kick a goal for the Eagles.
Eagles, St Kilda are 5-6. So once again, they broke away to a 19-point lead. Bob Jones.
A real worker, isn't he, Jones? He reminds me of the other number 31 at St Kilda, Jeff Saru. He was a real worker too.
All players, no doubt, will be starting to feel the pinch in this humidity.
Good bounce. Play.
Langdon trying to get it front spot, couldn't do so. Burke picks up his umpteenth touch for the quarter. He's had a fine term. Socket clear. Malaxos couldn't claim it cleanly. He has support through Pike. Onto his left foot. The Eagles go into attack once again. Cormac almost had to do it with the one hand. Conningham pulled off the ball. And he will take the free kick.
Joffa, your kick. Holding the man.
Cunningham's kick towards centre wing. Coughlin. Kicks close to the man on the mark, but gets plenty of distance too. Oh, Rice got up high, but couldn't quite claim it. It was a great effort. I'll go back into attack through Gordon Fode. Good looking kick down towards the forward line. Trying to do it from behind was David Grant, and they'll play the advantage as Lamb goes wide towards the boundary. Will Laidley get there in time? Rice is with him. Neither will, and so a throw-in will take place.
He's one of the unsung heroes of the West Coast, Michael Brennan, Ross.
Plays in front all the time, Don, and I think you can't afford to have players coming from behind like Grant did then. Must get in front because he's not the tallest player on the ground.
Low, but Burns comes over the top. Harvey looks to apply the tackle. Pike still in front, but the boundary line looms.
Thanks.
Crowd of just over 10,000 here tonight.
Just a ball. Play on.
No doubt getting their first taste of what promises to be a great season. McKenna close to the boundary line. Miles and Rance will combine. Onto Malaxos. The Eagles go forward. Cormac. 65 metres out. Runs his full distance. Down towards Keane. Can he get there? Yes, he takes a great diving mark. So Laurie Keane on a pretty tight angle.
That'll do ya.
But a fine grab. And almost the sort of conditions you'd expect.
Back there, Peter.
Check side kick. Looks as though he's put it through.
It's a great goal.
Malcolm Blight would have been proud of that kick. I would have thought he would have loved that. Just that little bit more. 25 points. St Kilda looking to gain possession from the centre bounce through Coughlin. Oh, it clean bowls Rance. The ball now at centre half forward. Out the back it comes. Handley doing the tackling on McKenna. Lamb doing well across the half back. Gets it to Pios. Tackles a little bit too late by Rice. Bowie's in there. Struggling hard. Can't get the ball out. Now there's a chance for Dwyer. Handball over the top finds Sheldon. Sheldon's kick now puts St Kilda right into attack up towards full forward. Burns is held onto. Here's a chance for Harvey. Snapshot for goals good.
We were talking about Lowe earlier in the night. We also mentioned, Ross, about Grant being caught behind, but that's the advantage of playing in front. If you don't take the mark, it bounces to the ground, doesn't it?
Exactly right. And the players, if they are at the fall of the ball, they get full advantage of it. Replay here. Good kick by Ken Sheldon, deep into the St Kilda forward line. In front again. Ball bobs out. Picked up nicely, and a good goal to St Kilda. And they'll need that, as I've said a few times earlier on, they need that to get themselves going again. And that should certainly give them a bit of a incentive for the rest of the quarter, what is left of it.
Made his presence felt also since he's been on, Harvey.
6-6 plays at 9-7. Jones tries two attempts to get it out of the middle. Malaxos can't. Neither can Lewis. Bowie can, and he's doing well. Kicks wide towards the left half forward flank. Is Harvey held? Yes, said the umpire.
A few of the younger blokes doing well. Harvey and Bowie.
That's 50.
Well.
Young Bowie looking a lot like Bradley Gotch.
going to be well within scoring distance looking at that field umpire, Ross.
Yes.
Going right down near the goal square.
We mentioned before about the umpire. You wouldn't want to have the umpire in real estate. I think he was a West Australian umpire at the time, and real estate is booming in Perth at the moment.
So Harvey going for his second goal in this quarter. And he's kicked it.
Is that McConville has been moved to full forward, so
Burns off.
Williams back to the defence and McConville up to the full forward area. St Kilda striving hard. Jones, chance for Burke. Hand passes to Miles. Miles has slung off the football, gets his kick away. Grant now on the ball. Long kick by Grant to full forward. McConville nearly in the game straight away. Brennan there, under pressure, gets the hand pass away. Back it goes to Laidley. St Kilda trying hard now to convert. The ball goes wide, a little bit too far for Malaxos, and he sees it over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Peter McConville, of course, playing a lot of his football in early days at full forward.
And a big moment for Paul Williams, who's played 4 under-19 matches, but his debut in the seniors tonight. We wish him well. Grant, wide into Coughlin, onto the right boot. Kicks it high in towards the square. McConville caught behind on that occasion, and the Eagles through Michael Brennan push it back over the 50-metre line. Bowie's in hot pursuit. Will he get there in time? He does. He's like a little terrier. Goes short. Winmar, now Dwyer. Long, but Pios is the only one at home in the square.
Pios got a loose player at the back pocket half-back area.
Bad injury behind there, behind play.
Mark taken by Hart. Hart plays on and kicks it to Rance. Rance very close to centre half back, plays on, kicks it high. St Kilda players in the van. Bowie, good punch by Langdon. Fode there to back up. Dwyer's there for St Kilda. St Kilda doing all the attacking in these last couple of minutes. Harvey again takes the mark on the 50-metre line.
And that's Peter McConville down, and they're waving the towel. He's got to go off the ground, and it doesn't look good for Peter McConville.
I wonder if it's a hamstring there, Don.
So Harvey, can he kick his third? Strange kicking style. Gets a lot of distance offline. That's out of bounds on the full. So the free kick to the Eagles in the back pocket.
They can take him over the boundary line, directly over the boundary line now with that new rule, and the interchange player can come straight on.
That's right.
Yes.
But is it his knee? Well, it wouldn't be his knee if they're holding it like that, surely.
Bad luck for McConville. We'll see if we can get a report as soon as possible.
Could have ruled that too, I think, with the player going off the ground closest to the boundary line as close as it is now. Says the play being stopped and brought right across here to the interchange line.
Stop it!
He's in some bother.
Well, they'd halted play for a moment, but he's already been taken around the ground. Now they're going to bring him across.
So it looks worse than a hamstring.
Yeah, it does too.
It does.
They haven't got their interchange player. They're a bit slow on the bench.
Well, there could be some little confusion with the rule, Don.
But I mean, the player's not even warming up.
No.
Well, they certainly don't need that. The Saints, an experienced player, is Peter McConville.
Well, it's going to be Greg Burns back on after a very short spell, but bad luck.
McConville's adding a little bit of life up there at full forward, jumping up, contesting, tackling when the ball hit the ground. That's bad luck.
Of course, that's what they've been lacking a little bit too, Don, with their height in that forward line. And McConville, whilst not being an overly tall player, can jump and does contest, as you say, and is a very good overhead mark for his size, as he's demonstrated a number of times in the back line with some very timely marks in defence. That is a shame, because Stuart Lowe, also at centre half forward, he's run around a lot. He's competed very hard. They're not taking advantage of his contest and getting to the drop of the ball. And Nicky Winmar, of course, has just faded out of the game a little, done an enormous amount of work early, just has lost that bit of spark, which is understandable this time of year in these conditions.
Would you try something a little different, maybe moving low to full forward and getting someone up, a different type of player to centre half forward, just to break the pattern up a little bit?
Certainly, I think that's a wise move, Don.
All right, here we go. Back in play once again with Scott and Jones. It's Scott who gained front spot. Harvey lost it. By explaining to him it was holding the ball, but it doesn't matter. The ball's on centre wing. It's three-quarter time, and at three-quarter time, the West Coast Eagles lead 9-7, 61 to St Kilda, 7-6, 48. Competition is really going to set the scene and the pattern for the 89 season. Well, while Darryl Baldock and John Todd address their charges, what little bit of strategy can you impart upon us, Don?
I don't know about strategy, Sandy, but it's pretty important, the centre bounce. The game starts in the centre, as we all know, and to get the ball out of the centre is very important. The most a team can usually do is about 60-40. But what the West Coast are doing is quite interesting. We talked about it earlier. Now, they're kicking to the left of screen in that direction. They're bringing a half forward over here into the centre. The ruck rover then drops back to this position, and last year against St Kilda it was quite interesting that they went into that centre square with one less player. The man on that particular day was Malaxos, who was dropping back as he is tonight with Lewis, but in that particular game Keane, the dominant ruckman, absolutely blitzed the opposition at St Kilda, and the way they utilised Malaxos and Keane out of the centre was very interesting, going in with one less man in the centre bounce. So just a variation, but it's interesting and quite interesting to ponder over.
While we ponder that, let's go down to the boundary line. Here's Dixie and Bernie.
Well, Sandy, if John Todd was distraught at halftime, he was absolutely dynamite then. He wants his players to stop mucking about with the football, throw their bodies into it, man up across the field. Bernie, what about McConville? How's that injury?
Yeah, so bad news with Peter McConville is that he snapped his Achilles tendon, and he'll be out of football for quite some time if that is the case. But Darryl Baldock wants St Kilda to go long to the forward line, maintain the pressure on the West Coast Eagles players, because he feels that is the way that St Kilda will win the game.
Thanks, Andy.
Well, they're certainly not out of it. We go into the final quarter. The margin is just over 2 straight kicks. 9-7 to 7-6 from the middle. If the St Kilda side can get the first goal, oh gee, it's going to bring this crowd to life. Bowie has been busy. Out wide in front of Winmar, who was a little quieter in that third term, but he had a blistering first half. He's trying desperately, but he's lost it on this occasion. Dwayne Lamb to take it on centre wing. Lamb drifting it towards Worsfold, who was coming in from the side. Pike tried to tap it onto him, almost thrown out on that occasion to Coghlan, but play on is the call, and he has support. Over the head of Bowie, Worsfold soccers off the ground. Straight back to Cunningham, however. Thought about going onto the left foot just for a moment. His hand pass, well, they might be all right. Dwyer's on the end. He's going to get clear. He can't, but he gets it away all right. Down to half forward. The big fist over the top. Plenty of St Kilda jumpers charging towards it. Good play by Burke. He was the one who pushed it down initially. And Lowe takes the mark. Plays on. He played on. He hooks it over his shoulder. It's marked by Ross. Oh, dear.
You couldn't believe that, would you?
I mean, even in the back line, Don. They had possession of the ball in the half-back line.
See, Don, forwards do handball. He was going to handball then, which is most unselfish.
So Dean Rice with his 10th kick. Can he goal?
He's missed it.
No, he's got it. St Kilda, and it closes the gap to just 7 points. And they're really fighting it out as Bowie. Oh, gee, he's been a try. Goes down to half forward, but McKenna is there. Marks and gives it to Lamb.
Up on centre wing. Good defensive play by Cunningham. Takes possession. Gets the hand pass back to Bowie. He's caught with the football. Gets it away to Cunningham. Here come the Saints again. Handley back to Cunningham. Here's the captain. Come up from centre half back. He's thumped after he kicked the football. No, he's given the thump away.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? That is simply unbelievable.
Well, it was a good build-up.
I thought football was a contact game.
Well, it was a handy build-up for St Kilda. Kicks the football and then bang. Pretty inoffensive hit on the head. The umpire didn't like it. So the ball will go back to half-back for the Eagles, and the free kick will be taken there by McKenna. So St Kilda may rue that little incident there. In towards the centre. Good punch away. Malaxos. Worsfold. Worsfold's high kick. Just over centre half forward. Lockyer can't mark. Sheldon's there. Bumped off the ball. Helped out. In the back pocket now for St Kilda. Sheldon's long hand pass. Over the top. Chance for Freeman. Long hand pass. Dwyer can't do anything with it, opposed by Hart, and will have a boundary throw in. The player's about 70 metres around from the West Coast Eagles goal, and the Eagles lead by 7 points. Scott in ruck. Jones there for St Kilda. Jones gets it down. Coughlin's driving hard. Bowie out the back. Sheldon, long kick into the centre. Tall player there is the Eagles, Keane. Lewis kicks it back into the forward line for the Eagles towards centre half forward. No one can really gain possession of the football. All crashed to the ground. The St Kilda defence, but the umpire decides on a bounce. The play about 35 metres out from the Eagles goal, directly in front.
Nothing there.
Peter McConville on the bench in the change rooms. Langdon's snapshot for goal is a goal for the Eagles.
In 7 to 8-6. Malaxos, a short kick. Well, it went its full distance, or the required distance, to Rance, who goes longer to the half-forward line. Lockyer can't mark, but has time to pull it round his body, going in towards full forward. Only to see the mark taken by Paul Williams, having his first game, recruited from down Frankston Way in the Pines. To Nathan Burke, on to Sheldon. St Kilda out of trouble, but they certainly want the next goal. Handley going over the centre.
Nothing there. Get rid of it.
Coughlin a chance. He's clear. Ball to ground once, 60 metres out, twice, 50. Goes in towards Burns and he takes the mark in front of the eye.
That was well spotted then, well spotted. He looked up, saw there were no options. Burns led. It was a good play by Coughlin.
He's 35 metres out from goal. On a great angle. Greg Burns a chance to bring this margin back again. He's missed it.
I want to get it straight. I want to get it straight as much as you do, Laurie. Believe me.
So 8-7 to 10-7. By having a bit of a chat with Laurie Keane as Michael Brennan marks in the pocket. And goes short, well, he's very short to Worsfold. It will get him out of trouble. He had a great first half and is carrying it on in this term too. Brennan gets it away to Lamb. Stab in onto that left foot. He goes high towards Langdon. Tried to knock it down for Cormac. If they're going to lose it here, it will come wider to Cunningham. He can go short to Bowie. He does. Claimed by Lewis. Good tackle, but he gets the handball away towards Handley. Chipping over the top of Jones. Bounces off the big man again. So Handley comes through. Does it well. Now St Kilda forward. The long kick was by Gordon Fode to the half-forward line. Whitmer! Hands in it was the call. Play on was the call. It's going down towards full forward, and the mark is not taken by Burns. He does have support, however. Pushed over the top by Harvey as he kicked it. He's kicked it.
Our hands, the first one for 1989, the Panasonic Cup. 6 points the difference. The Saints are striving hard. The Eagles, can they hang on? Langdon out of the centre, up towards half forward. Great punch away by Sheldon. Fode's there to help out. Can't get his kick away. Good gather by Pike. The Eagles go back into attack and Worsfold's on his own on the 50-metre line. Worsfold. Strong kick is good. A goal to the Eagles and they lead by 2.
Well, that was bad play by the St Kilda player. Nobody's going near Worsfold, and I can understand because the coach would probably send the message straight out to him. And Worsfold's still by himself, and not one St Kilda player has gone near him. Now here he is getting out by himself. And as I talk to the about Worsfold, I'm looking to see who's picking him up. And finally, he's gone down to the forward line and been picked up now. It's taken a long time, and you just can't afford to let players get away of the calibre of Worsfold because you can change a game. It's Frode on screen with Worsfold.
He's kicked 3 goals, Worsfold. And again, the Eagles lead by 2 as Pike again sends them down towards the half-forward line. This time, the good mark is taken by Fode. He's got to butter up again, and he does it well. He's a real tryer. Goes on to the left foot to Dwyer. Plays on. The Saints need the next one. Down towards the 50-metre line it goes. But waiting at the back and taking the mark is Miles. Combines well with Malaxos. Across to Pike. Now over the centre. Cormac traps it neatly, does he? No, he loses it, but he spoons it clear down towards the half-forward line. Bowie has done well.
Done very well.
To Dwight. Into the middle, Coghlan.
Lots of forward.
Plays on. Long, inside 50. Looking for Burns. With him is Brennan. And over the line it goes.
Again, the Eagles players in their back line in front of the St Kilda forward players. This time of the game, the forwards must be in front.
Keane.
Ball now.
Low coming in from the side. Coghlan onto the left foot. Looking for Burns. But Miles again the stumbling.
And young Sumic up at centre half back, so a bit of variation for him on his first game.
You're going to be a player to watch this year, Ross?
I think so. He's certainly got the ability, if he can combine that with some effort.
Knock it out. My ball.
No one can get it out.
Thanks, buddy. Tough.
Umpires tiring a bit, Sandy?
I don't blame them in this humidity. Keane trying to use the body. Miles again. Bob Jones can't get there in time. Also there for the Eagles was David Hart. So it could well be survival of the fittest in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Hart. Malaxos. Dwyer now. Short. They're having trouble getting it over that half back line. Towards the centre it goes. In fact, over. Frawley. Been relatively quiet tonight, the skipper. Handley. Picked a couple of goals in his debut game. Well done by McKenna. Intercepting Cunningham. Pios under pressure. Sheldon to Bowie. This is good play. Handley. Up towards half forward, but over the head of Grant, and again the mark is taken by Miles.
They've fallen down through the last 3 sorties into forward lines in Kilda have fallen down. Bad kicking.
Poor kicking, I agree entirely, Donny. Sheldon. Chance for Burke. Close to the line. Gets past Hart nicely. Looking forward. No one there. Poor kick again. Sumic takes the mark. Sumic transfers play into the centre. Cormac nearly took the mark. Tackle. Bowie for St Kilda. The Saints come forward. Great tackle by McKenna. Lewis is there. The ball out half forward for St Kilda. No one can break away. All players very tired.
Little Bowie really works well up the ground for a rover, but he's got no left foot. He's not over-endowed with speed off the mark, as evidence on that occasion. He's got to get that left foot working.
It's a little too slow. 12 points the Eagles lead by. Langdon does the ruck work. Quick kick by Rice. Up towards the 50-metre line. Handley. Chance for Handley again. Left foot kick around the corner. Up towards full forward. Burns into an open goal. Can he pick it up? Yes, and puts it through.
He's got a kick in this game.
Play on.
We've still got a temperature of around 24 degrees. Now, the Eagles have been able to answer very rapidly. Can they this time? No, Sheldon will prevent it as he goes wide. Out towards Grant. And it beats him over the line, and a throw-in will take place.
They just won't give up, St Kilda, will they? You'd write them off, and yet they just come back. They're a very persistent side.
Scott and Jones. Jones, eyes on the ball, tries to palm it down towards Coghlan.
St Kilda's.
Yes, it'll be Nathan Burke who'll take it.
Played well, Burke, too.
Play on now.
Particularly in the second half. It's really come out.
Good play.
Low. Attempted to tap it on. Miles kick partly smothered. Laidley in trouble. Nowhere to go.
That was a good lesson there for any youngster. If you keep the pressure on a team, you can see there Laidley had a look, but if you can keep hassling, they fall into mistakes. Anyone will fall into mistakes, no matter how good you are, as long as you hassle as soon as you get the ball.
6 points the difference. It's in St Kilda's attacking zone. They need a goal to level the scores. They've got time. Cormac. Long over the centre. It tumbles towards the half-forward line, but it's smashed back. Could be straight to Malaxos. The bounce is okay for him. He goes short towards Worsfold.
No, free kick.
You heard the umpire, but it's picked up by Pike. The little man shoots towards goal. It goes across the face of goal.
Clear.
And bounces through for one behind, and who knows,
Move away. 5 metres. Look,
could be critical. 11-8 to 10-7.
Kick in by Freeman out wide towards Jones. Jones can't take the mark. Worsfold's there for the Eagles. Little kick finds Rance at centre half forward.
Thank you.
So perhaps the experience of the Eagles may count in the tight finish. Quite a few of their players have had at least 2 seasons in the VFL.
Football.
Murray Rance.
Thanks,
Long
Danny.
kick towards the goal square.
Nothing
No
there.
mark. It's been rushed through by the St Kilda defence for another behind. So 8 points the Eagles lead by.
Hold on.
And we've played, well, we've gone past the halfway mark of the last term. So St Kilda would need to get a bit of a hurry on. Freeman elects to come to the members' side, looking for skipper Frawley. Frawley's bustled off the football, falls over at a crucial stage, goes after it again, tries to get it out to Bowie. Lewis, Bowie again, out the back towards Dwyer. But all players looking very, very leg weary. Very difficult conditions. Humidity in the high 40s for most of the evening.
Jones off, Green on.
Certainly testing the players' fitness. The ball on centre wing. Langdon gets a quick kick away up towards half forward, but the mark's been taken by Sheldon.
Sheldon in defence. Swings play back towards the members' wing. McKenna in front of Rice. Centering the football. Finding Pios. On he goes to Phil Scott, who bounces one down towards the half-forward line. Caton couldn't trap it. St Kilda want a goal and want one quickly if they're going to stay in this. Hart overruns it, back pedals. Coming over the top of him was Burke. Free kicks go on the way of Worsfold. OG's been a prolific kick winner tonight. And Pike, he's got the habit of being able to find the spaces.
Thank you, David.
The advantage there too, Sandy, of Johnny Worsfold just looking forward very quickly, settling down and finding Pike, who made space into that forward line.
20 kicks for John Worsfold as Pike shoots towards goal. Pretty good looking kick, and that could be the one. It's a goal to the...
They've been nipping at the ankles of the Eagles all night, but they now trail by 13 points. Try hard to get the ball out of the centre. Chance for Dwyer, but Hart is there. Back to Malaxos. Malaxos' quick kick to half forward. Nearly a mark to Sheldon. He's bustled and tackled by Pike. It's a good one. It could go his way now. In the back, says the umpire. So Sheldon will take the free kick at centre half back.
Plus 50.
50 metres for perhaps the Eagles not getting the ball back to Sheldon quickly enough. Will take Sheldon well over the centre into the attacking half for the Saints. Time ticking away. They trail by 13 points. Sheldon's kick towards half forward. It's punched away. Cormack somehow shrugs the tackle and runs across half back. Hand pass off to Lewis. Lewis has got a little bit of time and he goes for the safety of the boundary line. The bouncing ball now goes over and the players' interchange area, and we'll have a boundary throw in. There's Bob Jones on the bench with a disconsolate looking Bradley Gotch, who was injured earlier in the match, and Bob Jones with a bit of a shin injury by the look of it. The Saints certainly undermanned in the height department now. Bowie, courage personified. He gets the ball away up towards half forward. Nearly a mark to Winmar. He goes after it again. It comes out the back to Lamb. Lamb gets the hand pass to McKenna. McKenna's done pretty well across half back all night. Lewis gets around onto his right foot and kicks it into the centre where he finds Pios. Pios doesn't mess around. He kicks the ball into the centre, but it's a poor one. Cunningham chips in, kicks it up towards Winmar. Winmar tired. Not a bad tackle low on Brennan. Dwyer there to help out. Winmar goes after it again. Cunningham's in there to help out. He doesn't handball out yet. He holds it on. Now he gets it out. Here's a chance for Harvey. Harvey short kick into the pocket. Too wide for Burns. Pios is there. Burns ducks and weaves, nearly loses his shorts. Gets the hand pass out wide. Coughlin inside 50, goes for goal. It's coming back, but it's on the wrong side and it goes through for a behind.
He's going the ball.
You talk about strength. You could see strength on Burns that occasion. He still was able to get that handball away despite being dragged down by the shorts.
Phil Scott takes the short kick in. Then proceeds to look up towards Langdon territory. At the back is Cunningham. Over the head of Hanley, taken by McKenna. Back to Pios. Stabbing it wide to Lewis.
Still mine.
Cormac now. Cormac going up towards the 50-metre line. Langdon, the man he was looking for, he couldn't find him. Grant, Langdon over the top. And by gee, they're getting tired now.
So he's a bit stiff, David Grant, there. Thought the umpire was really on the blind side, and with all players being tired, surely you've got to give them a chance.
And Carl Langdon.
We can only reason why, Ian.
Come on, Carl. Get on with it.
Cramped up.
Has kicked one goal. Goes in towards full forward. Kicked off the ground, and it's a goal to David Hart, and that will be it.
And we're close to the end of the match, so that goal by Hart probably puts the Eagles fairly safe. The ball comes out from Burke across to Bowie. Saints will go into attack. Bowie's left foot kick out wide. Grant overruns it. Good play by Laidley to do about a 20-metre run to help out there. Scott gets the ball out the back. Now he kicks it up towards half forward. Out in front is Caton. And Caton takes the mark for the Eagles. Perhaps too far out to score. He needs a 55 to 60-metre kick. Fancies his chances. High drop punt kick. Right into the square. And Keane nearly takes a one-hander. He's held by Freeman. And the umpire will pay the free kick to the big West Coast Eagles ruckman. So Laurie Keane will be on a very difficult angle.
Well, he kicked one from there down the other end of the ground in exactly the same place. He held the ball across his foot. But watch this on replay. Keane just too tall on that occasion.
Tries it again, the reverse punt kick. He's excited. Goal umpire's not. And a behind to the Eagles.
Don, what does a player do then when you're playing on a very tall player like Laurie Keane? Young Freeman, whilst perhaps just over 6 foot, is a player, does he bustle, does he jump from behind, does he try and punch his arms?
Yes, well, you've got to really weigh up your opponent, and he did the right thing in front on that occasion, but I think he's got to go more for the arms. He tried to, but he's got to be a little bit discreet, and I think the umpire might have also paid holding the man because he wasn't discreet in the way he went about it.
Peter Freeman brings the ball back into play. Malaxos kicks high into the attacking zone for the Eagles, and there he is again. So Laurie Keane will try and make amends for that behind he scored just a few moments ago.
The West Coast, when they made their debut into league football 2 or 3 years ago, were a very exciting combination when they had Darren Bennett and Laurie Keane up on that forward line. It was a very, very high mark. Well, it was a good high marking side.
Laurie Keane has made amends, and so he scores his second goal. He kicked one in the third quarter, and it's the Eagles' 14th. They lead 14-10 to St Kilda, 10 goals 8, and it looks set to go on and record the first victory in the '89 Panasonic Cup.
Ross, what is wrong with Laurie Keane? Well, isn't he a resilient type of fellow? Because he does cop injuries and is out for a number of weeks, yet he displays such tremendous ability. If you could only put it together and play week after week, you'd be a star.
Well, Laurie does, his injuries have mainly been in joints, Don, which he hasn't had a lot of muscular injuries, which is caused by a lack of resilience at times. But Laurie's worked very hard on his fitness, Don, and you can see his strength is improving enormously. So don't be too harsh on the fellow. It's only his second or third season of VFL football.
So back to the centre.
Play on.
Time running out as Malaxos sends the Eagles down towards the 50-metre line. Worsfold, who's had a wonderful night, centres it. Caton dropped what he should have taken. The Saints will get out of trouble.
Play on, it's in the play.
Sumic. With him is Lowe. Sumic towards the line and over. Gentle push forward. So a throw in on that outer side.
No, mate, he's going for the ball. He tried to punch.
The umpire just explaining, as the question was asked, why no free kick. Nathan Burke has had a great second half. Hugs the boundary line. In fact, more than that. Goes over it on the
Move
full.
back a couple of paces.
So Peter Sumic
Right there.
will take the kick. Swings that loping left foot in towards half forward. At the back is Sheldon. A high kick. Harvey couldn't get in front of Scott. At the back, McKenna. Hooking it over his body, but it still goes too wide. And again over the line on the full, so Ken Sheldon will come forward to take the quick kick. So as the seconds tick away, only 20 or so of them left. The Eagles look set to go on in this competition. They'll pick up $10,000 tonight.
Get rid of it.
And St Kilda will take $5,000 towards their kitty.
Don't go across.
So
Don't go across in.
McKenna on centre wing. Over the 50-metre line, a fine attempt to mark by Caton, but there it is. It's all over. And victory going to the West Coast Eagles, with the final scoreline showing the Eagles kicking 5 goals in that final quarter to run out victors 14-10-94. St Kilda 10 goals 8-68. 10-8, 68 and 14-10-94. But a great game of footy, Ross and Don, to start the season.
Yes, it was, and you've got to give credit to St Kilda. Their persistence, you just cannot help but admire the way they do go about it. They certainly attack it hard, apply themselves, but they're just like the fighter and the boxer in a boxing match. They're in there fighting, but they haven't got the skill of the boxer just to finish it off.
And perhaps at times there, Don, too, their over-exuberance really does give away more free kicks than perhaps they should. Not that you can be critical of the players being exuberant, but they must be more intent on placing their bodies close to the ball and not infringe so much on the opposition players'
You find
back.
that, Ross, don't you, with a lot of sides down the list, they do tend to go the man just that little bit too much.
Yes, you do.